What's up, Saggy? Welcome to your weekly reading. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your love and your support. I really appreciate you guys. We're going to see what's going on for you for this upcoming week, see what you guys need to look into, what you should be aware of, what to expect, how the energy might be playing out for you. If this reading helps or resonates, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, the info is in the description box down below on how you can book with me. I will not reach out to you for a reading. You gotta reach out to me, because yesterday there was a scam account going around on Instagram pretending to be me and was like sending messages to all my followers and shit, like trying to scam people. I was like, what the fuck? So watch out for the scammers. These people touch some grass. What are you doing? Anyways, be careful of the scammers out there, Saggy. I'm sure you will, but just in case, you can only get a reading if you reach out to me. I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you asking for money. Like, are you insane? Anyways, don't fall for that tricks. Don't fall for that shit. Alright, Sag. So anyways, let's get into your reading. Let's see what's going on for you for the week ahead. What you need to know, what you should look out for, what to be aware of, anything else from Spirit. Alright, so Sag, what's going on for Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Oh, well, you guys got this little stack. We'll go with it. Okay, so we have the starfish, nightingale, rabbit. Oh my god, Sag, we're gonna be here forever. Firefly, dragonfly, camel. Let me break this down here. So starfish and the rabbit definitely kind of go hand in hand. This is a very like nervous, anxious, restless kind of vibe. You're feeling old. You're working yourself up over something that actually probably may not. Okay, I'm not trying to dismiss your feelings, Sag, but maybe things are being blown out of proportion, or there's like mountains out of molehills here. All right, like you're giving your. Oh wait, I just realized my screen on my laptop is so dark. Okay, I can see it better. I just realized that. So this is kind of the vibe where it's just like you might be blowing things out of proportion, or you know how our mind can really just like distort the reality of situations, or we start overthinking, we start stressing ourselves out. I mean, like literally nothing could be wrong, and all of a sudden our brain's like, wait a second, I should like worry, or I should be stressed, or I should be nervous, or your brain just starts nitpicking apart and thinking about like how things can go wrong, or you know, you just get super like inundated with like just negativity and just like stressing yourself out and getting all nervous and anxious, and for literally, well, maybe not, but for no reason, or even if there is a reason, it might not actually be that big of a deal, because you will find a solution, but our brain really just likes to play some sick tricks on us, and this is the energy of kind of suffering from that. So you might be experiencing some anxiousness, some anxieties, you might be feeling really worried about something. I think what would be really helpful / healthy for you, Sag, would be to like speak up about these things that are on your mind. We have the nightingale, and this is a very like vocal kind of vibe, where it's just like speaking your truth, being fearless, saying what's on your mind, being brave. So you might need to speak up about these things, or maybe you're nervous about speaking. Maybe you have this fear of like saying the wrong thing, or being judged, or maybe you're just nervous. There's like this nervousness when it comes to you speaking, or even like public speaking for some of you, because this can definitely represent someone taking center stage or getting public eye or something like that. But there's like this nerves around speaking, or like there's these nerves that you have, and maybe you're needing to speak up about it, or like talk to someone about it. Sometimes talking to someone just kind of like makes you feel a lot better. Like you find more solutions, or you just gain more support. So it's like even talking about these issues that you might be dealing with on your own, kind of maybe keeping to yourself. Camel's a very independent energy, so I would kind of say like you might be dealing with this on your own. You're not really telling too many people about it, or just kind of keeping it kind of suppressed in a way, because the camel, they store water within their hump, so it's almost like water representing your emotions. Like you're kind of trying to just like push these fears or these feels down, these emotions. Starfish rules the water emotions, so it's like you might be trying to just like suppress these certain feelings, but by you suppressing it, it's actually just making it worse and adding more pressure to it. So like there's this pressure building up within you, and you just like, you got to get it out. You got to just like speak up about it, or just like get it out of your mind, or get it off your chest, or just like talk to someone. Even write a comment down below, right? Get it out of your thoughts, get it out of your head, get it on paper, just like get get it out so that it doesn't stay stuck within you. All right, this is kind of like a vibe I see carrying out throughout this week or so with the Firefly. It's kind of like it comes and goes. So you gotta just ride it out, okay? This is really just like trust the process, trust the journey, trust every single step of this road that you're on. Although at times it can feel a little nervous or a little scary or a little uncomfortable, okay? This is just, you gotta just kind of ride it out. This is just where we're at in this year, the phase, and even in the stars at the moment. You might be just feeling this way, but just it will pass. And with the Firefly, it's just kind of like focus on what's within your control, especially when it comes to ideas, projects, abilities, talents, you know, really focusing on that kind of stuff, things that you're passionate about, finding ways to get it out, like finding some sort of outlet, right? Whether it be about speaking about it towards someone, finding some sort of creative outlet, maybe exercise, and find some sort of outlet to get this effort, get this energy, get this out of your body, out of your mind, out of your system, out of you, okay? You got to find a way to get it out. Just get it out, shake it out, put on some tunes, dance around, just like try to lighten the vibes, okay? And the camel's all about just trying to maintain balance. So balancing the mind versus the heart, or the logic versus the intuition, like trying to find like the neutral ground, okay? So I do see you doing that as like these cards kind of progress. It's like kind of starts off, this reading kind of starts off like, oh my God, I'm like so worried, I'm so nervous, I'm stressed, I'm emotional, I'm sensitive, feeling exposed, feeling vulnerable, feeling just like not in my strength, right? And acknowledging that, facing it, be like, you know what, I feel this way, that's okay, I'm human, this will pass, I accept it, I feel it, I acknowledge it, it will come, it will go. Some days stronger than others. But that's just part of the process. That's just part of the journey. Some of you need to focus more on your health or your fitness, or not even that, but like more of like your diet, of what you're eating, the food that you're eating. Are you eating enough? Are you exercising enough? Are you taking care of your body? This rules your solar plexus. So just, you know, something to keep an eye on, something that it might be helping you. You know, if you don't eat, I don't know about you, I get super cranky. I get irritable, I get annoyed, I get sensitive, I be a crybaby, and I'm like, why am I so upset? It's like, oh, did I eat today? No, I didn't. So some of y'all, it's like, maybe you need to eat more. Or maybe you are eating, but the food you're eating is not even really food. Like, you know, maybe you need more nutrition, you know, more of a colorful diet. Anyways, you do you, it's your life, but those are some things that might help you. Those are some things that are actually in your control, because although outside environment, you can't control the weather, but you can control your own weather. You can control your own inner thermostat, but you can't control the world's. Only you can control yours. That's your world. You can control your world, but you can't control the world. Okay, so sorry. Sorry to bust your bubble. I'm just kidding. But yeah, you got spirit energy around you. There is a lot of support from the spirit, from your guides, angels. You're not alone. So yeah, that's just kind of like a vibe check. There's your energy at the bottom though with the horse. So don't you worry, because you're going to be in your free-spirited, give no F's kind of mode soon. Yeah, cheetah underneath that, you'll be back on track, but it's just like a little wonky, but you'll get back into the swing of things. Let me get into the tarot for you. Let's see what's going on for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for this week ahead. What do my Saggies need to know, look out for, be aware of? Any insight, wisdom, guidance for Saggy? Show me clearly what's going on for Sagittarius for the week ahead. Okay. All right. We got the Emperor and the Ace of Swords coming out together. So we got Aries energy. We also have air. So this is a nice vibe. This is where you will be stepping in to a lot more confidence, a lot more stability. I just heard structure, probably putting a little bit more structure, implementing a little bit more structure into your routine, into even like the thoughts that you have, redirecting your thoughts, and just this is about you keeping your mind sharp. Right? It's kind of like a knife. If you want to cut your food with a knife, you got to make sure the blade is sharp. If it's dull, it's going to be a bitch to cut. You might even just cut yourself. So making sure that your blade is sharp. So this is like, you know, taking the time out to sharpen your skills, taking the time out to invest in yourself, taking the time out to learn, to grow, to even research. There could be something that you're trying to research, or you're maybe needing to do more research on, get more information. That this week ahead you'll be getting more information that will help you with the action that you need to take, coming forward with some sort of plan. This is also someone who takes on like leadership role, so you might be taking on some sort of higher position or a role that requires you to guide or lead others. This might be a role where you may have to speak in front of a large audience, or even just like, it could even be a small audience, right? It could even be like you speaking in front of like 5 people, but still, like, this is about you guys kind of like being in this role where you will be speaking and guiding and like showing the ropes, or like this is kind of like teacher vibes as well. So maybe some of you are a teacher or becoming a teacher or something like that. Sharing your gifts, sharing your, like, there's something about demonstration here that I just got an image of, like demonstrating, like, you know, show what you know. Okay, all right, so let me pull some more. But so it feels like throughout this week your mind is getting more clear. I got something in my eye. I got like an eyelash in my eye, but you're seeing things more clearly, especially if you got any choices or decisions coming up. You will be able to like easily make choices because you know what you want, you know what you're looking for. Dude, can this eyelash like stop fucking with me right now? Thank you. I think we're good. Okay. Anyways, you get the gist. Let's move on. Oh, we got death coming out. All right. So there's some changes. There's some shifts taking place. And obviously with all these shifts that are occurring, you're feeling a little nervous. You're feeling a little anxious. You might be even celebrating. We have the 3 of Cups underneath at the bottom. So there could be some sort of good news or some sort of celebration. Or with this Ace of Swords to death, it's like there's definite change that you're becoming aware of, or you're like witnessing things change in front of your eyes. You might be changing in front of your own eyes. You might be making some sort of drastic change to yourself, to the way that you speak, to the way that you appear in the world. Maybe you're making some sort of shift or change to your appearance for some of you. But anyways, there's definite change here, and it's very obvious with this Ace of Swords. Like you can literally point out the changes that have happened / are occurring / are about to take place, and you are in complete control, and you're actually initiating this change here with the Emperor to death. It's like you are calling the shots. You are being like, yeah, that needs to change this, change that. It's like you're making the orders. You're making the orders, like this is the plan here, Ace of Swords. This is what needs to change, that needs to change, this needs to change, you need to come in, change this, change that, change this, change that. Like you're giving the orders. Okay, so you're in boss mode. You're in boss mode here. You're clearing crap out. Even with the Ace of Swords and death, it's like you're clearing things out that just don't serve you. People, beliefs, mindsets, like you're just not sacrificing your peace. That is done. So there's a lot that you're clearing out here. Let's pull some more cards. What else is going on for my Saggies? We got the moon, okay? More major arcana. You guys got 3 out of 4. And the 10 of Swords. So there's these cards coming out together. There might be an ending you don't see coming. Well, did they come out they both flew out together, but they didn't fall together. I believe the moon fell out kind of behind the Emperor, and then the 10 of Swords came out here. So that's another way to just kind of keep in mind how I'm interpreting this, okay? Because there's a few ways you can get this. It's like there could be some sort of ending taking place that like you may not expect, but like intuitively you kind of have a hunch, okay? Because the moon is like, although there's uncertainty, it's like you got intuitive hunches. You can kind of sense, you can kind of feel the vibe, you can kind of feel shift is coming, right? So you might be sensing like something's ending, something's shifting. Well, you would, right? That would make sense. You would, because I was just saying with the Emperor, Ace of Swords, dead, like you were kind of calling the shots here. So it's like it's not that much. It wouldn't really be a surprise, maybe to others. All right, so we'll kind of take it like that. I'm not gonna really read these 2 cards like together. Like there's definitely like endings taking place or things that are fading out, and yes, there are uncertainties, and there's still some blanks that need to be filled in. As I fill in the blank is what I heard. Fill in the blank. So some blanks will be filled. But a lot of like your intuition's kind of filling in the gaps. We'll look into this moon. We'll see what's up with that. Now, when is the next full moon? You know, I have not taken... Oh, it's 3:33 p.m. we just had a new moon. We just had the new moon in Taurus. So full moon is coming up like next month or like beginning of June, I think. Right? Yeah. Anyways, don't quote me. But maybe there's some sort of like transition from now to the full moon where you might be experiencing this big shift or this big ending. So although this is a weekly reading, it's like this might be kind of playing out the next couple of weeks, okay? Just saying, because time is fluid. There's also like the need for you guys to bring balance into like your intuition versus your logical side, because the Emperor, he does tend to be way more practical than like creative and emotional and intuitive. Like there's a need for you to find the balance of like your logic and your intuitive side, okay? But we'll do a little bit of clarifying that. Yeah, with the fact that we have death and the Ten of Swords is like there's some endings taking place. Ten of Swords is normally painful though. So if you are going through any growing pains right now, although it's uncomfortable, although it's not the funnest or it's not the most prettiest sight to see, this is creating massive change. So for those that are going through some harsh struggles, or you're just really going through it, right, mentally, emotionally, maybe things are just not where you want to be, or you feel like you maybe hit rock bottom, right? Because Ten of Swords can definitely represent like rock freaking bottom. But the good news is you're only going up from here, baby. You're only going up from here. So it's like some of you're in this phase where you're in the process of dropping and releasing and letting go of all these dead leaves, right? You're in this death process. Well, soon you're going to be in this rebirth process, okay? So it's good that you're letting it go now. There's some things that you're working through. There's some things that you're releasing. There's some endings, but there's also newness here. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands talking about new, and that Ace of Swords, new. So yeah, ending, but guess what? New beginnings. So with every ending does bring new beginnings, y'all. So don't forget. Normally when you're going through some sort of ending, whether big or small, even if you lose something, that's a sign your manifestation's coming in. Like if you lose something, you're gonna be something small. You lose your pen, you lose a crystal. What's your initial reaction? Do you freak out? You're like, I gotta find it. Or you just kind of like, you know what? If it's meant to appear, it'll show up. If it doesn't, oh well. That's kind of the vibe where you just kind of gotta detach a little bit and just be like, okay, if this isn't meant for me, it's because there's something better, right? So because I'm seeing that there is something better coming in, right? You go through some sort of ending, death, Ten of Swords. Guess what's at the bottom of the deck? Ace of Wands, the Hierophant, also the Hangman. Ooh, and the Empress. There's not, wait, what? There's a card that just fell. Two of Cups. For some of y'all got a relationship coming in, right? Hierophant does talk about commitment. So some of y'all, you might have some sort of connection or relationship coming in. But let's just start from the top, right? The Ace of Wands, you're feeling there's going to be some sort of new start where you're feeling a lot of passion, a lot of excitement. You're feeling revamped about life. You're not so worried, not so anxious, not so stressed. You feel like you're right on track and you're excited, right? There's excitement about this. And this is a commitment, Hierophant underneath that. This is a big deal. This is something that will be significant. This is something that will be part of your life for quite some time. At least a few months, if not years, or even longer, depending on what this is. If this is a relationship, Two of Cups, it could result in marriage or something long-term. There could be something long-term. If you're looking for that, I see that's on the table for you. But we do have the Hangman, which is like you kind of just got to surrender and just let things unfold and don't force shit right now. Don't force anything, right? If you have to force it, is it really meant for you? I don't know. You decide. That's just a question, right? To each their own. You might be like reviewing something or looking because the Hangman's all about seeing things from another perspective here. So when it comes to a decision or a choice or commitment, it might not be the usual road or the usual path you would take. Just taking that into consideration here. I also am wondering, since the Empress is out here, it's like, is this something that's already kind of progressing in your life? Is this something that's already in your life that's been growing, but it's been kind of slow, or it hasn't been growing so fast? It's been very like, ooh, it's a slow burn. Is it now, Sag? Ace of Wands and the Hierophant, a slow burn. A super, super slow burn. Because, sometimes the Ace of Wands, it can be very hot, heavy, fast. Like, think about a flame. Like, if a strike of a match. You strike the match. If you're not quick enough, it will just burn itself out. And then you don't have a fire because you move too slow, right? Sometimes it just burns out really quickly. Sometimes the Ace of Wands can be very quick. But the fact that it's with the Hierophant, it's like, this feels like it's a slow burn. So there could be something that's like a slow burn going on. You're like, there's the anticipation or something like that. So those are just extra cards. We're just going to keep those at the bottom over here. Again, though, you guys, lots of major arcana. 6 major arcana. So significant times upon you. You might be dealing with a Libra, Taurus, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries. Those are the main zodiacs out here, but does not matter. But yeah, so let's do a little bit of clarifying. We got a little bit of time. So what should we look into here, Saggy? Like, what is this ending that might... Because I feel like some of you haven't gone through this ending yet. I also am curious, like, what your intuition might be saying. And then maybe we'll take a look into this, like, this slow burn. We'll take a couple cards on this, like, ending kind of vibe. Just kind of wrap that up. And then we'll look into this newness, okay? I'm not going to bother about the moon. Okay, let's look into death and Ten of Swords for Saggy. What is this? It's a definite ending. Like, it feels it's very concrete. Tell me this death card and the Ten of Swords for Saggy. Show me clearly. What is death and the Ten of Swords about? This just fell on top of the moon. Ace of Pentacles reverse. So something is not growing. Missed opportunity for some. Like, this is maybe you kind of pulling back or stepping back from something. Knight of Cups. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's because you were looking, like, there's potential, but just because there's potential doesn't mean it actually is, right? Some of you realize, like, oh, I really, like, over-romanticized that thing, that person, that path, that direction. Like, it wasn't actually real. It was all in my head. It wasn't actually facts. It was all built on fantasy. You ain't nothing but a fantasy, you know? So that's for some of you. Judgment at the bottom. It's like, yeah, your judgment maybe was off, or at least now your judgment is on point. Nine of Swords is underneath that. You're, like, overthinking something. Tell me death and the Ten of Swords for Sachi. What is this ending? For some, this could be an ending in love, right? Knight of Cups normally does talk about that romantic aspect. Death and the Ten of Swords. What is this ending Sachi could be going through? We got... Okay, 5 of Cups, yeah, obviously makes sense. And Page of Pentacles reverse, yeah. So there's disappointment here. Sag, there's your energy at the bottom with Temperance. We got the 8 of Pentacles and the High Priestess. So intuitively going back to this moon energy and the Emperor. So intuitively you knew some sort of action you had to take, or intuitively... And also logically, bringing the intuition and the logic together. You're like, you know what, this thing can't go on, or this just doesn't feel right, or this has to be removed, or I gotta clear this out of my life, or I gotta take a step back from this, or I gotta kind of pull back from something, okay? Right? And obviously there's disappointment here, 5 of Cups. Like, you're pretty bummed out about it because you're just like, it wasn't what you expected, it wasn't what you had in mind, it wasn't what you had planned for. Maybe you put some effort into this, you put some time and energy into this, but, you know, well, shit, that happens. Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles both reverse. It just, if something fell through, you know, you plant a seed and nothing came out of it. You hoped it would, you watered it, you had good intentions, but it just wasn't in alignment for whatever reason. You had high hopes for it. You definitely did have high hopes for it, and it just didn't meet your expectations. And it sucks. It's a bit disappointing. It's a bit of a bummer, but I see you moving on from it, right? You're like, okay, whatever, it sucks. I surrender. I trust that this is all just part of the plan, right? Or, you know, trying your best to keep a positive frame of mind. Hangman, try your best to see things from another perspective, because, you know, sometimes it'd be a blessing in disguise. But yeah, so Temperance, 8 of Pentacles, High Priestesses, you guys really just needing to continue to follow and trust your intuition here. And working on keeping your balance, right? Also allowing others around you to support you, to help you, to be there for you, especially if you're going through this alone with the High Priestess, keeping this to yourself, keeping this inwards, not really talking about it to those around you. It's like there's help and love and support around you if you need it, even if you feel like you don't need it. Like, no, I'm fine on my own, I got it. It's like even just opening up and sharing what you're going through might make you feel a lot better, or just like, you know, makes you realize like, hey, you're not alone. Other people can relate or something like that. But let's look into this new path, or like this slow burn, or what this Ace of Wands Hierophant is, okay? Yes, let's take a look into this. Ace of Wands and the Hierophant for Saggy. Ace of Wands and the Hierophant. What is this about? Try this Ace of Wands and the Hierophant for Sagittarius. Ooh, okay, Three of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. Ace of Wands and the Hierophant for Saggy. Ooh, nice. Ten of Cups, Ten of Cups. And give me anything else? Wow, they gave me a little stack. They gave me a little stack. We'll talk about that. I'm not even going to look at it yet. Let me just talk about these three cards that came out first. So clarifying this Ace of Wands Hierophant, this kind of slow burn, something new, something that's growing, something that is taking its time, but it's worth it. And it will be something that's long-term here. I definitely see you making future plans. Three of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. This is future plans that not only are about you, but it's about your family. It's about you even having a family in the future, or someone that you would like a relationship with. This could be about where you're planning on living in the future. For some, you might be doing research on where you want to move to, where you want to live, communities, or, you know, neighborhoods. Dude, my freaking eyelash keeps poking me. And I wear contacts too, so it's just like, beach. For those, you know, those, it hurts when you get shit in your eyes when you got contacts. But yeah, you're making future plans that are about you, your happiness, your long-term happiness, and who you want to share that with, right? Who you want to share that with, who you want to give that to. Because also the Queen of Pentacles, she's very giving, she's very nurturing, she gives, that's just her natural gift. She's just very giving, very loving, very grounding, very helpful to be around. She's super, super nurturing. And so it's like, who do you want to share that with? Who do you want to give that to? Who do you want around you? Who are you surrounding yourself with? So you're taking a closer look at that, taking a closer look at your commitments, what you're committed to. Let's take a look now at the other stack that came out. So we have the Hermit, Virgo energy. You might need to withdraw yourself, kind of take a step back, kind of like be alone for a moment, just get clear with your thoughts without any distractions or other people's opinions getting in the way. So Hermit, really just kind of withdraw for a moment before you make any commitments, before you jump into anything. It's like, this is important that you get clear with yourself of what you want, what you're envisioning, before you worry about anybody else in the picture. Okay, then we have the Two of Swords and the Two of Cups. So choices, decisions. That's why it's so important that you get clear with what you want, so that when this choice comes in, you already know what path to take, and you're not being pressured by anything or anybody to make any choices that you don't want to make, or commitments you don't want to make. It's like, you got to make sure that you know what it is first before anything comes in. You might get swayed, or, you know, you really just got to trust yourself and trust your judgment here. But it seems like these choices come in fast, because we got the Knight of Swords with these two. So you got quick choices to make, quick decisions that you got to know exactly what you're looking for. So get clear, get specific with what you're looking for, what you want, because then before you know it, boom, it comes in. Or you got a choice that will bring you to this, or bring you to those desires of yours really quickly, really fast. So keep your eyes peeled for that, because also Eight of Wands is at the bottom, which is that fast-paced movement. Two of Wands, literally two, and then Knight of Pentacles. So, oh my God, you guys, get planning, plan, okay? We just had new moon in Taurus energy, so it was a great time for really like getting clear with your intentions, writing things down, scripting. What do you want for yourself? What is it that you're manifesting? What would you like to attract or bring in? Coming up with a plan, bringing that fruition. Okay, Two of Wands. Now you got a choice to make. Now you got to make some sort of decision. What road you're going down? Who's coming? Who's staying? What, like, you know, big fat choices that will then alter your life path. So, you know, no biggie. Take your time, plan ahead, don't rush, but when you know, when the timing's right, when you're ready, you'll know when to take action. That's the same vibe at the bottom of the animal deck with the horse and the cheetah, which is like when you're ready for it, when you're in your most balanced frame. This is kind of similar vibes to Scorpio's reading, by the way. Like, maybe go listen to Scorpio's reading if you're resonating with this, because they had similar kind of vibes. But it's like, once you're in more of a balanced frame of mind, once you kind of are out of this anxious, fearless fearful vibe, and now you're heading into a fearless, is what I meant to say, kind of vibe. That's when you'll be taking this action towards this decision. All right, you might be getting little glimpses of what the future might be looking like. This week you might be getting little flashes, little glimmers of, you know, your near future. So just kind of go with it, trust the process, trust yourself. It's all working out. It just feels a little chaotic, feels a little, you know, intense, but this is just your weekly reading. Give yourself this time, just kind of process what's going on, be kind to yourself, be patient to yourself. It's all working out for you. And yeah, okay, I'm gonna leave your reading here, Sag. I hope this was helpful and insightful. If it was, let me know in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. I think I already said that. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, the info's in the description box. And yeah, Sag, I'm gonna let you go. Take it easy, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.